You know, there's a very interesting thing, and it's an old adage, but the idea that luck is when opportunity meets preparation.
Yeah.
Nice.
Luck does not just fall in your lap.
Right.
An opportunity can come at you, and if you were not prepared to take advantage of that opportunity, it's essentially never going to happen.
Right.
So by virtue of that, it's a very strange thing because this aspect of whether it's writing, directing, producing, acting, this entire business, life in general, is a lot about when you are prepared to accept the opportunity that's given to you.
Conversely, can you be prepared and never have any luck?
You know, there are a lot of people that may happen to you.
But that is where positivity comes in. I think
Yeah,
that is
exactly.
a very big part.
I like how I went immediately.
No.
But
My dad always told me, no doesn't mean never, it means not yet. And so with all the no's that came a lot of the time, it's good to see, you know, just to keep working and better yourself, and the more opportunities for yes, and just to see the light and know that it always works out.
The single most important thing is to believe in yourself.
Yes.
I really believe that's a single.
even when no one else does, because the amount of rejection that happens. Actually, you want to hear about rejection? The first time, yes, Julie rejected me once. It was awful, but we made amends. No, and Julie was there for this, and it was really brutal. Her and Kevin as well. You know, the process of booking a television show is an extensively nerve-wracking, nail-biting, awful experience. Do not kid yourself. You can believe in yourself so much. When you realize you want something in life, the stakes are raised. It becomes very difficult to differentiate between whether you are worthy of this or you aren't. You just have to do what you do as best as you can. Namely, so I knew this was my role. I wanted this role. I knew I could do it. You go through a series of testing. You know, you meet the directors and the producers and the writers, and then they go through a testing phase, and then you get an offer, and then you go test for the studio, which would have been Warner Brothers, and then you test for the network. And at the end of that network test, if they want you, then you get the job. You can pass the studio or you can not pass the studio. You'll never make it to the network. I passed the studio, got to the network, and whether it was too much coffee or that B12 shot that I gave myself, whatever it was, I choked in the network test. And I bombed it. In the first take of the network test, first of all, you're in a theater where you say a word and it doesn't move. It's this like vacuum of a room. And I finished the first take of it, and I walked out. No, Kevin Williamson goes, like, walk outside. So I walked outside, and Kevin Williamson walks out, and he goes, yeah. That wasn't good, wasn't it? That was
and
not
half
good.
the time, they don't even say that. So
No, but Kevin,
you're lucky, man.
No, exactly, but Kevin wanted this to happen, and he said, that was not good, was it? And I said, no, it wasn't. And he said, just go back and do what you did at the studio. Go back and do what you know you need to do. And I did. And I'll make this really quick, I did what I thought I needed to do. I left feeling awful. And guess what? It wasn't good enough. And I had to go back and retest because the head of, you know, our big boss, Les Moonves, did not buy it, the fact that I was Damon. And I wanted to jump off of a building. And you know what? I went back there and I realized, and there was some other guy in the room, I don't remember what he was doing, something distracting. He was like singing while reading a book, trying to be really cool. And I said, you know what, screw this. No, this is mine, this is not his. And I went in and did it, and oddly enough, ended up getting the call. But it was not after 10 days of virtual hell. And you don't always win, but every time you lose, you get better. Yep. And that is